semifinals of the finale tournament of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci, and there's a lot of words, apparently, that I need to describe what's going on here tonight. I'm so excited for this. Everybody on the show tonight either won the preliminary game that they played, or they had one of the highest scores, which again was any score 3 points or more. It was a rough preliminary, but we got 4 games of the semifinal. We're going to be competing to see who moves on to the final, who wins $150 so far. If anybody wants to donate more money to the pot, let me know. I just hope it's nobody who's playing the game. Other than that, I don't think I need to talk too much about this game. This is the first of the last 5 games of this show so far. It might come back in the future. But until then, tonight, we've got some wonderful people who are going to guess movies based on terrible parental warnings that I have pulled from IMDb. It took me 250 episodes to figure out how to say that in one sentence. Let's jump into it. Let's bring them in. Joining me on the show tonight, first of all, won his game with 16 points. Josh Poirier back on the show.
What's up, Nick?
What's up, Josh? I'm excited to see how this goes tonight. We've got some heavy hitters and Lloyd.
He's not wrong in that assessment.
Not Marty with that one. Also on the show, winning his game with 13 points, George Newton's back. Hey, George.
Hey, I'm just excited to beat Lloyd.
You got 2 shows in a row. Also returning, did not win, but ended up with one of the highest scores of 5 points. Marty Viscosi, not out of this yet. Welcome back, Marty.
Did not think I would make it this far. But very pleasantly surprised.
I am so happy you get to be on at least one more of these games. It would be weird to do the final 5 games without you.
Marty, to be honest with you, you're the one I'm scared of the most of.
Going into this, I was like, man, I can't wait to either beat or lose to Josh Poirier another time. Like one last time.
I'm telling you, the dark horse of the night, the one I think is going to win, did not win his game, but took home 3 points, putting him into the semifinals of this game. Lloyd, Legacy Sharp, welcome back to the show.
Did he answer the question?
No. I
believe he answered
somehow that got me here.
Welcome all of you. Like I said, the winner tonight will move on to the finale. Chance to win $150. Gonna do things a little bit differently tonight. Normally we have like a buzzer, which we are on Zoom, so we're just hitting the raise hand, peek behind the curtain. Not tonight. Tonight, first person to guess gets the points if they get it right, which means if you think you know the answer, say your name, then say the movie. I will take your first guess after you say your name, and I won't take any guess until you say your name. So I hope you're all comfortable Pokemoning yourself tonight.
Well,
yeah, everybody loved that.
Like
you can't hear it in the Zoom, but there's just cheers in the background here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get so stressed out by this new rule that I'm going to accidentally dead name myself. I'm calling it now.
As long as no one else does.
You know what? No, let's do it this way. Let's make it a little more fair. Just say your name, and I will refer to you, and then you can say the movie.
Josh used a scratch.
What is the difference between saying our name and raising our hand?
Because you have to find the button to raise your hand, and some people have a hard time with that. Not you all. You all are great.
Their name?
But I have to remember
Lloyd
my
has
name.
a question.
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Nick.
What's up? What's up, Lloyd?
So is doing this out of the question?
I will say if you do this, I likely will not see it. I have a laptop screen and 6 windows open to operate this game.
Okay, say less.
Nick,
Okay,
as the
fair
only
enough.
person in this Zoom call right now with 2 syllables in their name, this feels very targeted. Just want to say.
I believe that you can say your name pretty quickly, and I can recognize the Mar, and something else is probably going to come
Oh yeah,
after
Marty. Well, as the only person on the Zoom call with a very distinct characteristic to him that nobody else in this screen has, I also feel not targeted.
He's wearing shades.
that. All right, let's get into this game. I will say, if anybody on this Zoom has not been keeping up with the show, originally I was just going to use the movies I had left over. I ran out of those, so I have added new movies to this game as well as put in some that were only used once. So these still shouldn't be movies that any of you have played
or seen.
Oh yeah, no, nobody's seen any of these movies. And let's go alphabetically to see what movies you haven't seen. George, you get to pick our first year. Would you like a movie from 1953, 1974, or 2007?
2007.
2007.
All
right, from 2007, our first movie tonight for 5 points. It's a remake. It was written and directed by the same person, and IMDb calls it a thriller. Okay. Well, for 5 points again, under the category of violence and gore, the violence is from a mild to moderate in impact, no gore, and just a little blood to sum the film up.
Josh,
Josh, what do you think this movie
Funny
is?
Games.
This movie is Funny Games.
What
Holy
the fuck,
shit.
Joshua?
The anti-Lloyd.
Wow.
Said it was the same director, same writer, so same guy did the remake. Did the original.
I mean, that's not what I said. I didn't say that it was the same writer and director from the original, but...
I thought it was.
No, I just meant that Michael Haneke both wrote and directed this movie, but you got an extra clue there that led you to the right answer.
Well, no, I knew the violent movie. It was a very violent movie off screen, but not a very violent movie on screen.
Well, now let's talk about Funny Games a little bit, since Josh couldn't even let me get through the first clue. Thematic content is the disturbing aspect of this film. Sex and nudity. 2 men talk about how a woman has no, quote, jelly rolls right in front of her, her husband, and her young child. They're talking about her stomach. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking. A young man says him and his accomplice are serious drug addicts. The other young man says he's lying. The violence and gore. A young man is talking disrespectfully to the owner of the house they're in, so the man slaps them. The young man then breaks the man's leg with a golf club. The man's pant leg gets soaked with blood over the course of the movie, and he's seen in frequent pain for the rest of the movie. And finally, frightening and intense scenes. One of the central themes is home invasion. Most of the movie makes one question their own morals when it comes to watching violence for entertainment.
It's a great movie.
I've heard it's a good movie. It is one that I'm just like, no, I agree with your thesis. I don't think I need to see this.
It's really good. Really worth both versions are really worth seeing.
Yeah, Josh takes an early lead with 5 points. Josh also gets to pick the next movie. Josh, would you like a movie from 1983, 1990, or 2004?
83.
83. All right, for 5 points. This movie from 1983 is based on a book. There's a titular character, and there's at least one teenage protagonist. For 5 points under sex and nudity, a man says, quote, "Nothing smells better than a new car, except maybe pussy."
Yeah, I ain't seen this shit.
Again, for Lloyd's benefit, nothing smells better than a new car except maybe pussy.
Yep, I ain't seen it. I have not seen it.
Josh,
what do you think this movie is?
Eddie and the Cruisers?
This is not Eddie and the Cruisers, but good pull.
Oh.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, the slow deterioration of Arnie's sanity is focused on throughout the movie, and his eventual breaking point might upset some viewers.
Arnie? No, it can't be it.
For 3 points under violence and gore, lots of intense scenes from the human antagonists as they threaten Arnie with knives and beat him up. No actually graphic violence, but pretty intense.
Oh, Josh.
Josh, what do you think?
It's going to be Christine, would it?
Josh, this movie is John Carpenter's Christine.
Bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that.
Starting to feel like
the name Arnie was killing me.
I was this close to like being like, damn, that sounds like some Stephen King shit. And I just couldn't place the name Arnie.
That's the thing about Stephen King, is there's always a supernatural horror, and then there's just some guys who are psychopaths.
Like supernatural horror, some guys who are psychopaths, and a really unhinged sexual comment that doesn't need to be there.
He does not respect the ladies.
But...
I'm a Carpenter stan, so I mean that's killing me, the Arnie thing.
We get it, Josh. You're a Christian.
That was good.
Thank you. Also in Christine, frightening and intense scenes, the title antagonist is shown appearing out of a burning gas station entirely set on fire.
Yeah, that's not Eddie and the Cruisers.
And frightening and intense scenes, a car kills anyone who goes inside it. Some are implied. One scene shows the car strangling a girl.
It's actually one of Carpenter's, I think it's one of Carpenter's weakest movies.
That's saying a lot. Carpenter has a lot of amazing movies and a lot of real unwatchable movies.
Yeah, I mean it's the one movie from his run from like 78 to like 89.
Yeah.
That I think doesn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah, this was the year after The Thing.
Yeah, which was
yeah.
Well, Josh, now it's 7. We're now going to let Lloyd pick a year. Lloyd, would you like a movie from 1954, 2001, or 2008?
Ooh. Yeah, 2001.
2001. I will tell you about this movie from 2001 for 5 points. There is a pronoun in the title. It was nominated for an MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss. There's a gendered word in the title, and there's a queer romance in the movie.
2001?
2001, can you believe it?
They were allowed to do that?
Ahead of his time. Wow.
For 5 points under sex and nudity. The film shows a fair amount of both casual and erotic nudity. Full male and female frontal nudity, no vulva, in several different scenes. These are several explicit, realistic sex scenes and sexual references beginning with the opening frame.
No, okay.
Remember, no vulva.
I want to hold off on my guess, but
okay,
I'll let another one go through.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, 2 young men masturbate together on 2 separate diving boards. The shot is from a bit of a distance, but it's clear what they are doing. As they orgasm, semen is seen falling into the pool in a shot taken underwater.
I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen people writing about this movie, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. I've seen that scene written about a couple times.
I'm not against the moment, but did we need the cinematography detail? Never mind. Go ahead.
I feel like the theme this week is what makes Lloyd uncomfortable.
Bocom 2. Continue.
Lloyd, there's no vulva. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable with the vulva than Go ahead. Continue.
Lloyd, more comfortable with vulva than he is semen in a pool.
Yeah, we'll call Bocom 2 semen in the pool. We'll go with
We got Lloyd to say vulva and semen in a pool. This is the best game ever.
I'm having a great time, personally.
All we
For
need is
3
LC hosting.
points. 3 points under frightening and intense scenes. Unknown to the young men who accompany her, a woman is dying of cancer, which gives the film an overall darker tone. Marty, what do you think?
Y tu mamá también.
This is Y tu mamá también.
Nice.
I have never seen it. I've seen people write about it so many times.
I also, this is a big one on my need to watch list.
That's good.
Yeah, I will specify now. It won the Latin America MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss.
Yeah. 1 year after the Thong Song debuted, I'm not surprised that won an MTV award.
Also in this movie, violence and gore, Julio pushes Luisa while angry trying to get to Tinoch. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, and it feels like a common name I should know. The scene also includes a lot of yelling and a little threatening of violence, but little other actual violence, and sex and nudity. A woman performs oral sex on 2 young men together in a public place while the 2 men kiss each other. We see the woman completely nude, bare breasts and buttocks only, as the men undress her. The 2 young men awaken naked in the same bed the next morning. Brief male nudity is shown in the first instance. The boys take off their shirts, but no frontal nudity is shown in the scene. In the second scene, they hop out of bed naked, but dress quickly. It puts Josh at 7, Marty at 3.
Hi, I'm here. That is my contribution to the
Marty, would you like a movie from 2007, 2015, or 2021?
Oh God, so close.
I know 2015 is not going to be Sinister 2, so I'm going to go with 2021 instead.
2021. This movie from 2021, there's a possessive word in the title. The movie is under 90 minutes long, and it features an actor who has played a Spider-Man in a movie.
I feel like that should narrow it down more than it does.
That is all of these clues. I mean, that's the whole game, really.
Yeah.
For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, the film can be very scary for younger viewers, but for adults, not really. And it doesn't take itself seriously at all, so it's rather cheesy and silly. For 4 points under violence and gore, a human is ripped in half. Maybe intense for some audiences.
How did we go from cheesy and silly to a human is ripped in half?
For 3 points under violence and gore, there are tons of people attacked and or killed by killer robots and vice versa. There's stabbings, people in a car lit on fire, a man is decapitated, a man's neck is snapped, a woman is split in half, people are eaten alive, blood is shown in some scenes, but it's a dark movie, so it's not so visible. Many of the robots are killed in complete rage repeatedly, as in Overkill.
What the?
I know it's not Mitchell's versus the Machines, but that's where my brain keeps going. I'm really stuck in that corner.
Okay, for 2 points under sex and nudity. There's a scene where a young boy, a minor, attempts to feel the breasts of a possessed animatronic siren. The siren then asks the boy if he, quote, wanna fuck? The scene is played for laughs and no further interaction between the characters takes place.
Lloyd does not approve.
Okay, you know, it was ha for laughs in the Sandlot like 30 years ago when the boy was the one who now it's an animatronic.
I would say that the Sandlot scene is so much more horrifying than a possessed animatronic siren scaring away a horny little boy.
I'm just saying it ain't funny. Play it for laughs.
Why is the boy? Why is the boy?
Robot ladies.
Yeah.
The question is, why is the boy in the mine so young?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's a period piece from the early 20th century.
I guess.
All right, last clue for 1 point under violence and gore. Nick Cage goes into the bathrooms in one scene and finds "It's Your Birthday" written in blood on the mirror.
Josh,
what do you think?
Wally's Wonderland. Or what the heck the name of that movie is. Shit.
Does anybody else know the title of that movie?
No.
All right. Well, Josh, you're close enough then. It is Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland. That's actually a decent movie. It's
a fun movie.
But I mean, why do you cast Nick Cage and have him not talk? Is beyond me.
You don't. You cast Nick Cage and he asks to not speak.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was his decision of, this character should be silent.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, if I was surrounded by all that debauchery and violence and blood and little kids getting accosted by adult freaking female hologram shit, I wouldn't know what to say either.
Hey, Lloyd. Calm down, buddy.
No, I refuse to calm down. Not after that. No, I normally listen to Josh because he makes interesting points very often. But on this, oh no, I'm going to get some more lemonade. Fuck that.
Josh is at 8 points. Marty's at 3 points. George picks the next movie.
What just
George,
happened?
would you like a movie from 1990, 2005, or 2015?
Let's see 1990.
1990.
Thank God.
In this movie, a robot tries to.
I will say I already know one of the clues in this movie, and I'm pretty sure. I think there's going to be a small Lloyd freakout followed by a much larger Lloyd freakout. That's a little bonus clue for this movie.
I'm not sure he's coming back.
No, he could hear the 1990 pick.
Oh, I got my lemonade. I'm back. Let's hear the fucking debauchery from the 90s. Notoriously a great time for black people and Charles Stewart.
Jesus.
This movie from 1990 is a sequel. It's got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was not released theatrically.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so it escaped. Gotcha.
For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, there is a scene where a character is trapped in a fire. He then has flashbacks to various parts of his life.
So far, standard early 90s fare.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like 15 different early 90s movies.
Yeah.
That's like half of the episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
For 4 points under violence and gore, there are several murder scenes. One shows knife stabbing skin directly. The results are very gory and messy.
Okay, it's a bit more 1984 than 1990, but close enough. We're still in
If you ask me, this is a little 1984. Because woke. Can't even make a 1984 joke anymore.
Robots can't even have sex with children anymore.
Oh, how far we... I'm not going to say that last word.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a boy is seen sewing up a woman. Very frightening and disturbing.
What is with the boys and the women? Why can't it be a boy and a girl or a man and a... What is with the children and...
Josh.
That is the predicted mini freak out from Lloyd. What do you think, Josh?
Reanimator?
It is not Reanimator.
Bride of.
Oh, it is also not Bride of Reanimator.
Thank you for saving me those points, Josh. I was about to jump in.
For 2 points under sex and nudity, it's highly suggested that the main character had sexual feeling for his mother.
Marty.
Marty, what do you think?
Psycho 2.
It is not Psycho 2.
Oh, okay.
May not be Psycho, but that freaking clue is.
I expected the bigger freak out after that one, but the sewing a woman up got you, Lloyd.
Uh-huh.
Lloyd is full of surprises.
All right, for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, some scenes show Norman on the radio, which becomes...
Marty.
Josh, what do you think?
Psycho 3.
It is not Psycho 3. Marty, what do you think?
Psycho 4. Fuck it.
This is Psycho 4, the beginning.
Damn. Went through all the psychos up until 4. And we got
How many psychos are there?
I mean, in America, oh, you saw the movie. Never mind. Yeah.
With what's his face? I keep just wanted to call him Norman now. What is his name?
Anthony
Perkins. This is the last Anthony Perkins Psycho movie.
My grandfather met him in a bathroom in Boston.
Oh, fun.
Yep. Introduced himself.
Congratulations to the 2 of them. This is the one where he is trapped in a fire and has flashbacks to various portions of his life. So it has Henry Thomas from E.T. playing young Norman Bates and Olivia Hussey as his mother. It's not good.
No. Psycho 2 was, though.
Psycho 2 is great. Psycho 2 is so much better than it has any right to be.
Yeah. Gus Van Sant Psycho was awful, too.
Not really a fan of Psycho 3 either.
No.
Lloyd, what are your thoughts on the Psycho franchise?
It exists, clearly.
Josh is at 6 points. Marty is at 3 points. George and Lloyd, I'm just glad to have you 2 here.
If one of those 2 screw up, oh boy, I'm cleaning up.
Josh, would you like a movie from 1996, 2006, or 2011?
96, please.
96. This movie from 1996 apparently is not in my list. Oh, that is wild. Why is that not there? Well,
ladies and gentlemen watching at home, we are very well prepared for this show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's switch that with...
Can you tell I'm prepared by the very professional and cheesy grin I'm giving the crowd?
I'm trying to find the next closest one. About 1991.
That works.
Okay.
The following year.
Apologies to Matilda.
Oh.
Yeah, right? All right, 1991 is the movie that Josh has so eagerly picked. This movie from 1991 was written and directed by the same person, not the same person who did the original.
Okay. I know it's one about funny games.
Written and directed by the same person. There's at least one child protagonist, and IMDb calls it a comedy. All right, 91, 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. In the ghetto, some drug users are seen doing drugs. We do not know what drugs are being used, but they move their arms in ways we know they are using drugs. The scene is very brief.
Josh?
Josh, what do you think?
I'm going to throw this out there, and I know it was written and directed by the same guy. This isn't Boys in the Hood, is it?
This is not Boys in the Hood.
Okay. I just heard,
Yeah. I know what you heard, Josh. We all know what you heard. For 4 points under sex and nudity, the male antagonist appears in a full leather BDSM outfit.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Is this Josh?
Josh, what do you think?
Oh, shit. I'm going to get the name wrong. Trouble in Paradise?
It is not Trouble in Paradise.
Oh, shit.
Though that is the name of the movie that I think you're thinking of.
Yeah, it is.
With Nick Cage, David
No.
Harvey, John Lovitz.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's Trapped in Paradise.
Trapped in Paradise.
He's thinking of the one with Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
That's what I was thinking of.
The one even further from my head. For 3 points under violence and gore, Eldon, the man played by Everett McGill, threatens Alice while holding her hard. He then tells the Rottweiler dog, Prince, to shut up. Then, Fool shows up and punches him between the legs.
Wow. Okay.
A really gritty Alice in Wonderland reboot.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, the scene where the protagonist discovers the secret in the cellar is there. Josh, what do you think?
People Under the Stairs.
This is Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs.
There we go. There's one that I probably would have guessed, and I'm kicking myself for not thinking of it.
Fuck. I haven't seen it.
What a good movie.
It is a fantastic fucking movie.
Yeah. I will concede to that.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, it's been on my list for years. I think you recommended it to me like 3 years ago now.
It's one of Wes Craven's best films, I think.
It's also a Wes Craven film that is accidentally also a Twin Peaks spinoff.
Yeah, it's very much a Wes Craven film too.
Uh-huh.
It's very much a Wes Craven film.
Last clue in there, violence and gore. It is mentioned that the titular people have had their ears, eyes, and or tongue cut out after either speaking, hearing, and or seeing evil. None of these events occur in the film since they have happened long before any events seen in the film.
They consider this a comedy?
That is one of the things they consider.
Oh, okay. Then again, I said Boys in the Hood as my first guess.
Again, the clues are there to help, but not really. Well, Josh, you got 2 points, but also lost 2 points on that one. So all the scores are the same, and we're halfway through the game. Lloyd?
Hi.
You're going to love these choices. Would you like a movie from 1983, 2004, or 2005?
He's right. I do love those choices. 2004.
2004. This movie from 2004 is a remake. It takes place at least partly in New England, and it has at least one musician in the cast.
Everybody here maybe sans Marty, but maybe even Marty, should know what this thing is.
Marty's the one that suggested that theme.
We should all know what this
Marty
is.
is as Methuen as they come.
Listen, I am wearing a shirt right now from a museum in Salem, Massachusetts. And I've been asked so many times why the numbers on the Ouija board are out of order because it's a phone number. But nobody clocks it because it starts with 978. But I've been watching a TV show and I got super excited. I've been watching a TV show with my partner and I got super excited earlier tonight watching an episode because it's been taking place in Boston and one of the area codes said 617. And I like lost my shit.
That may be New England, but I am currently sitting in a spot right now where MIT, Harvard Yard, and Fenway Park are all within 20 minutes tops. It doesn't get any more New England than this.
That is
what about Vermont?
Nobody cares
what about Vermont, Nick?
I don't know. I just ask that every now and then to see what they're up to up there.
Nick, what were the clues again?
Clues were from 2004. It's a remake, takes place at least partly in New England, and there's at least one musician in the cast.
Okay.
For 5 points under violence and gore, a woman is electrocuted near the end.
Okay, that sounds more like Salem.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, during a game show where spouses are separated and tempted by prostitutes, we see some muscular topless men and a couple of women walk up in skimpy clothes and act sensually towards a married woman. At the end of the show, the woman leaves her husband and jumps on one of the male prostitutes.
Okay, that sounds like Lynn.
Oh, no.
Marty, what do you think this movie is?
Listen, you saw the hand, Nick.
I did see the hand.
Being pedantic anyway. I think this is wrong, but shock treatment.
It is not shock treatment.
All right.
Again, 2004.
Listen, I said I thought it was wrong.
Okay, well, you were right about that.
Time has no meaning.
That's 100% of the shots you don't take.
I miss most of the ones I do take. Like, the averages do not equal, like, a significant difference.
Yeah, I got a lot of talking to do with Wayne Gretzky.
And as I said a million times, with all due respect to Wayne Gretzky, if I don't release to take a shot, I can't miss because I didn't shoot. That's a different story. Go ahead.
Not all of us play hockey, you hillbilly.
Neither do I, but I know math.
Kid game.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, Glenn Close's character is shown to be a very manipulative woman who later on is... Marty, what do you think?
101 Dalmatians.
It is not 101 Dalmatians.
I am out of Glenn Close movies that I know.
They didn't electrocute a woman at the end of 101 Dalmatians?
They could have.
They electrocuted a woman at the end of the original one.
Yeah.
Again, Glenn Close's character is shown to be a very manipulative woman who later on is revealed to be mentally ill.
Josh.
What do you think, Josh?
This is Stepford Wives?
This is the remake of Stepford Wives. Takes place in Stepford, Connecticut.
Ah, Connecticut.
One of 3 movies that be set place in Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I don't know what the other 2 are. And I don't fucking
The
care.
original Stepford Wives, and I'm going to say the Stepford Husbands.
And the undocumented documentary called Jim Morrison's Onstage Arrest.
The movie also features musicians Bette Midler and Faith Hill. If anybody cares, nobody saw this movie. Nobody wanted this movie.
It's in Connecticut, so that's technically New England, unfortunately.
Other clues: sex and nudity near the end. The simulated chests of naked men and several women are seen. It's rather dark, though, so the full female nudity is barely discernible.
Nudity?
And frightening and intense scenes, one or two brief, intense scenes, including computer-programmed wives acting in bizarre and mechanical ways, and a group of men reveal a robot body to a woman with the implied threat that it will replace her if she doesn't cooperate.
Yeah, that sounds very Connecticut.
The original movie holds up. I don't think anybody needs this one.
No.
Well, Josh is at 9. Marty close behind with 1. George and Lloyd right
close behind Marty
at 0.
Yeah.
Also, George, Lloyd, feel free to guess at any point if you think you know the answer.
Trust me, if I thought I knew the answer, I would have guessed a long time ago.
Your names are George and Lloyd. Remember that. Your names are George and Lloyd.
Marty,
Mm-hmm.
would you like a movie from 1953, 1974, or 2004?
Nick, why do you hate me?
I'm just going in order of the random.
Because random has order.
I'm gonna go 2004.
2004.
Ruben Studdard is so sorry.
I was going to say, how did you remember he won American Idol in 2004? And then remembered, no, you remembered his song.
2004. Yeah,
wow.
Anybody not paying attention would think Clay Aiken won the freaking thing because he definitely had a longer career than Ruben Studdard, unfortunately.
Weird.
Yeah, Ruben's career kind of stuttered along the way.
Please, Aiken to get back in the game.
Anyway, 2004, this movie.
That was so good.
This movie from 2004 is a remake. It's got at least 2 sequels, and it features at least one of the live-action Scooby Gang.
Oh my god! If I don't,
can you say those again?
Sure can. It's a remake. It's got at least 2 sequels. And it's got at least one person from the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
George, I Know What You Did Last Summer?
It is not I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I'm happy you're here, George.
Stop telling me to guess, Nick.
That's how they get you.
Some of it. Yeah, that's how, yeah.
For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, the film's title and end credits feature red text on a black background, framing words like curse and death, accompanied by ominous music. This may frighten some viewers.
Oh my god.
Curse and death.
Fuck. I'm gonna be so mad if I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know what?
My example.
You know what? No, I'm shopping that. Lloyd.
Hold on. Josh, did you say Josh?
I did.
That's unfortunate. What do you think, Josh?
Is this The Grudge?
Lloyd, what were you going to say?
Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters.
Okay, then Josh, I'm so happy that you guessed. This is The Grudge.
Fuck.
With Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Damn it.
Yeah, curse.
Heard Scooby-Doo, and I'm like, well, it's got to be a Scooby-Doo movie. That should have.
Why would it be a Scooby-Doo movie?
I don't know. It probably wasn't. What did I see in 2004? Scooby-Doo movies.
Lloyd, what was the name of your made-up Scooby-Doo movie that you just made up?
Monsters Unleashed.
Oh, okay. I thought you said like Scooby-Doo.
Which is actually not made up, but
something.
Was not correct.
Other clues in here: a shadowy ghost hovers over an elderly woman and induces a heart attack on her, killing her. Frightening and intense scenes, a few jump scares, and a very dark atmosphere throughout. As the film is directed by the same man who made the original film, it retains his central traditional dread and unsettling tone and horror. This is the second movie of somebody remaking their own movie tonight.
Yeah, second one I got 5 points on too.
I don't know remakes, and I forgot that like international remakes was an option. I was stuck in like the slasher genre real hard.
Oh yeah, I mean that period was so just. We're going to remake every slasher movie that Michael Bay will give us money to do, and almost all of them will be unwatchable.
And the other side of the coin, the other side of that coin, though, is we're going to remake every Japanese ghost movie that's ever comes out.
And every shitty movie gets a video game. That was the 2000s.
No, that was the 1980s to 90s.
I mean, Miami Vice didn't need a freaking video game, but it got one. In 2004.
The fact that, in contrast to traditional haunted house stories, the characters are not safe from the ghost's wrath, even when they escape from the house, and the curse essentially spreading like a virus from person to person, with seemingly no way to stop it, can be very intense and frightening for some viewers. And the appearance of Kyoko and Toshiro may frighten some viewers as they make inhuman and guttural noises literally appear out of nowhere at certain points and can bend and contort their bodies in ways that seem humanly impossible.
What's kind of funny is just thinking of these movies, right? The fact that like Dracula versus Frankenstein, that was cool. But The Grudge versus The Ring?
I was so curious about it until I'm like, oh no, they did with it what they should have done with it and made it garbage.
Yeah. Still,
I've never seen that movie, but there is one panel in the manga. I used to own the manga, but there's one panel that's like a jump scare when you turn the page. And I remember sitting on the floor at Anime Boston reading this manga and like yeeting it across the wall out of shock. And one of those characters is just ugh, ugh.
Well, you
saw how scary it was because Marty actually used the term yeeting to how fast they got rid of it.
I work with kids. I love the word yeeting. I feel like it carries a certain connotation of like kid body language that isn't really captured by any other word.
I hated the word yeet until Jay Uso started saying it. Now I can live with it.
I hated the word until Marty said, Marty gave me an explanation for it, and that's fantastic.
Right now, there are 4 movies remaining, 1 more for each of you. That means there's 20 points on the board. So guess quickly, because Josh has 14 points. Marty has 1. Lloyd has 0. George has -1.
What if Josh guesses wrong more?
Josh ain't going to guess wrong more.
No, that's Josh's pick. But he somehow finds a way to win regardless. So who knows?
All right. George, would you like a movie from, what do we have left here? 1953, 1990, or 2007?
2007.
2007.
George playing defense.
Defense of what, Josh?
What?
Defense of what?
No, I'm just saying. The one year I'm not great in.
Okay.
All right. This movie from 2007 was nominated for an Oscar for Best Makeup. It was written by one of the stars, and it has under a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. This Oscar-nominated movie has under a 5 out of 10 on IMDb.
Well, we know IMDb has great taste.
For 5 points under sex and nudity, 3 men talk about a bar that they want to open, and the name incorporates a part of the female anatomy.
Josh.
What do you think, Josh?
This wouldn't be Norbit, would it?
Josh, I think you've just made some people very happy. It's rare that we play 3 rounds just for fun, but this is the Oscar-nominated Norbit.
Now I remember. Now the reason why I know this is because I remember when you were talking about these categories, I was researching the hell out of this.
I feel very happy that I didn't know that.
Yep, legendary makeup artist Rick Baker nominated for an Oscar for this movie.
I mean, It's not. I mean, it's a paycheck. It's a paycheck to turn into an Academy Award nomination. You guys gonna love it.
Also in Norbit, Violence and Gore, a woman has a bikini wax. We hear a rip, the woman screams, and we see a bit of cloth briefly that appears to have a patch of hair on it. When the cloth is pulled away, she kicks the woman who is doing the waxing. Violence and Gore, an infant wrapped in a blanket, is thrown out of a moving car in front of an orphanage. 2 coyotes surround it and try to pull at the blanket. Violence and Gore, a woman chases and threatens children who have stolen her hat. She says, "I'll pay off your legs and I'll kill you." And she climbs inside an inflated, bouncing toy, causing several children to bounce out of the confines of the toy, and one girl is bounced so hard against a wall and falls unconscious. And in one scene, the main obese female character is seen at a water park. At first glance, it appears she isn't wearing bikini bottoms. However, when stopped and asked by the water park employee if she is wearing any, it turns out she is in fact wearing some, and it's just hidden under her belly. Feminist icon Eddie Murphy in Norbit.
Yeah, so all I'm going to say about all those clues is that a kid getting thrown out of the freaking window of a car to coyotes is a very timely clue to come up with right after we talk about kids and yeeting.
The kids do the yeeting. Sometimes you got to yeet the kids.
Yeah.
And also interestingly enough, the head of the guy who directed this movie was Brian Robbins, who famously, famously worked with certain people in the children's industry.
As a youth worker can confirm, sometimes you gotta yeet the kids. My favorite threat to kids when they're acting out is, "I'm gonna put you in the garbage can."
Well, that's a better threat to make the children than "quiet on set."
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Josh is at 19 points. There's 15 points left on the board. Marty is closest with 1 point.
Hey.
Let's have some fun. Josh, 1953, 1974, or 2006?
1974.
1974.
Disco.
This movie from 1974 is rated PG. It has at least one musician in the cast, and it was a box office bomb.
Okay.
For 5 points under Violence and Gore, a man is electrocuted, mostly played for laughs, and lights on fire. However, in the aftermath, it is depressing as we hear the man has died.
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
For 4 points under Violence and Gore, a man uses a time bomb to explode a stage prop that possibly kills others around it. We only see the explosion itself. Marty, what do you think?
Phantom of the Paradise?
Starring Paul Williams, this is Phantom of the Paradise.
I love that movie.
I have to see it. I requested it from the library. They gave it to me. It was just disc 2 bonus features. So I still have not watched it.
What's the director's commentary, though?
No, that is on disc 1 bonus features.
Shit. So you can see all the deleted scenes.
I can see the documentary about how... Basically, I can watch the whole movie with people talking about how much they enjoyed doing the movie.
It opens with a song about killing yourself for record money, so it's a good time.
AKA signing a record deal internally.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
As a person who turned down a record deal to not do that, I can speak to that firsthand.
You turned down a record deal?
Yes.
During a musical number, a trio of band members dissemble fake body parts as part of their act and create a monster, another singer, who appears on stage with fake bloody stitch wounds around his limbs. Violence and gore. A man has his face crushed by a record press. Excuse me. He's seen running out of the building holding his face. The trailer briefly shows his face after being crushed. And frightening and intense scenes. The origin of the Phantom, his mistreatment, and the film's ending may upset younger viewers. However, the film isn't really intended for them.
Oh, thank God it wasn't intended for that. It just does it.
Marty's now at 5 points.
Hey, that guy's not in the director's head. I don't think it was intended for.
This is a PG-rated movie. You gotta bring the family.
It's a musical. Families love musicals.
Lloyd, would you like a movie from 1990, 2005, or 2015?
1990.
1990. This movie from 1990 is a sequel. There's a gendered word in the title, and it is over 2.5 hours long.
Why does this sound so familiar?
I don't know.
Feels like it's happened before.
For 5 points under frightening and intense scenes, some intense scenes like ear chomping, glasses stabbing, violent shootings, etc.
Can you repeat those, like that last list?
It is a sequel. There's a gendered word in the title.
Ear chomping.
Oh, ear chomping, glasses stabbing, and violent shootings, etc.
Glasses. Like with glasses, or
I can only read what they wrote down.
okay.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, a man caresses the hand of his cousin. She passionately kisses him, and the two tumble out of the camera frame while kissing/fondling. We got another unfortunate theme for tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, a man asks another man to make the sound of a donkey. This is left unexplained until the ending, when it is revealed that it is a go-ahead to call for the assassination of a main character.
This thread runs deep.
For 2 points, under violence and gore, the overall violence, graphic details, and impact is less tamer than the first two and is more moderate level.
No.
Okay, for 1 point, under violence and gore, elderly Michael Corleone dies from collapsing on the ground.
Marty.
George.
I heard Marty. I thought I saw Josh move.
I did, but I'll let Marty have it.
Marty, go ahead.
Godfather 3.
This is Godfather Part 3.
The best Godfather movie.
It's weird that we never used Godfather 3 on this show, but
That's
even
strange.
weirder that we never used Godfather 2 on this show.
It is weird that we never used Godfather 2. It is good that we never used Godfather 3.
What do you have about the acting choices of Sofia Coppola?
The best thing I can say about her acting is she's a good director.
Wait, let me answer that with Lloyd. Your choice. Marty, your choice. What year?
Whatever the newest one is.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah, we have one more movie left, and Marty does get to pick it. Marty, 1983, 2011, or what was the last one here? 2015.
2011. Plot twist.
2011. All right, last movie from 2011 has a colon in the title. It was written and directed by the same person, and IMDb says it's a cult film.
Righty.
For 5 points under violence and gore. There is much more that isn't mentioned on here, a lot of it being graphic and bloody. The worst parts tend to be the stabbings.
The worst part tend to be the stabbings? It's a
I've
documentary about
always said that.
It's a documentary about good times in Somerville.
For 4 points under frightening and intense scenes, this is a very action-packed movie. More violent as the John Wick franchise.
Oh.
For 3 points under violence and gore, there is a brutal and violent fight between Rama and Andy and Mad Dog at the end. Rama and Andy 2v1 him, and they brutally punch and kick and strike Mad Dog, who does the same to them.
Josh.
I
don't know if I'm gonna get this. I don't know if I'm gonna get the second part of this right. But is this the sequel to Raid Redemption?
This is not the sequel to Raid Redemption.
It is. I mean, you know what I mean. Is it Raid Redemption?
I do. It's not the sequel to Raid Redemption.
It's Raid Redemption.
For 2 points under violence and gore, a police officer stabs a man. The officer fights with 2 more men, stabbing one and kicking the second to the ground. When another man, Josh?
Lloyd. Is this the Raid Redemption?
This is the Raid Redemption.
Fuck.
I like that your opponents, even though they heard you say what the answer was going to be, did not take that from you.
If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose with honor.
Fair.
That is a great.
I would have gone for it. Let me be clear. Had I realized that Josh was not just mumbling to himself, I fully thought Josh was in his head like his race. I didn't realize he was actually sharing helpful information.
It's a fantastic fucking series.
Last clue: profanity, name calling like maniac, mad dog, cockroaches, quakey, old, boneheaded, stubborn, and stupid. Keep in mind that the film's only spoken language is Indonesian. Most of the language is in subtitles, however, there are some English dubs that contain a little more swearing.
What a great series that movies that is.
There's only 2 of them.
I know,
I found out.
So fantastic.
And the second one is called The Raid 2.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought it was The Raid Redemption.
No, The Raid Redemption is the first one.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
It's like the English title.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right.
I know. I just added this movie to the list today. I had to come up with 3 themes it could fit into.
It's a great fucking movie, though. If you haven't seen it, see it.
I gotta see it.
It's so good.
So yeah.
It's one of those movies. Yeah, it's one of those movies that I'm just like, oh, I want to see this when they put it in a theater, and then every time it's in a theater, I don't go. So I've never watched it.
Jared turned me onto it.
That makes sense. All right. Well, that means our final scores tonight at the end of the first semifinals game. George at -1, Lloyd at 0, Marty at 6. But our winner tonight, a little more, 20 points, is Josh Poirier.
I wasn't leaving the show yet, Nick.
Poirier will be moving on to the finals of this show.
I'm not leaving the show yet.
Which means I ended my run the way I started it. 0 points.
By not answering.
I finally got to live my dream of losing to Lloyd, so I feel good.
Don't get used to it.
Well, this was so much fun. I'm glad I got to have you all on at least one more time. This is a real bummer that I'm going to say goodbye to some of you for the last time on this show. For now, at least. I keep saying for now. I want to keep that door open, but you are all wonderful people. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any final words to close this out, George, I'm going to start with you.
I started a podcast where I talk to other comedians about 80s comedy films called the 80s Comedy Rewind. And me and Nick, actually, our episode will be on Monday. We're going to talk about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, go find that podcast. I'll post a link on the Facebook page, too.
George, book me.
I had so much fun on that podcast, and I'm so excited to hear people find out how up my own ass I can be about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Lloyd, anything you want to say before we go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, good night, everybody. We're going to be here for a couple hours.
Lloyd is about to start that tirade that he's been planning for, I'm going to say at least 35, 36 years. Let it out, Lloyd.
Long tenured member of this show. There's been so much. So many wonderful moments and episodes, and I am so grateful that Nick saw fit to keep allowing me to come back. But before I go, a couple of things I do have to address from days gone by. First of all, if you've ever seen the movie called Whiplash,
Yes.
and you agree with its position on a certain list, top 50. If you watch that episode and you don't see the problem, kindly walk very, very longly off a short pier. Next.
Yeah, real quick. Still currently number 42 greatest movie of all time, according to IMDb.
Next. Mr. Martucci.
Yes.
We danced around 2004 a lot today, but do you know what comes before 2004?
2001.
You know what comes after 2001 and 2?
I'm going to say 2000. I'm going to guess 3. Okay.
And do you know what movie came out in 2003?
Star Wars.
Friday.
Oh, okay.
And you know what movie you failed to put on the list involving 2003 and Lindsay Lohan? Freaky Friday. Instead, you know what movie he picked for 2003? He picked the shittiest Rugrats combination of freaking moments and actors ever put to film. That's what he put on the list for 2003 instead of Live Freaky Friday is right there. And he goes with the Wild Thornberries and the Rugrats, a freaking cartoon that nobody wanted to see anymore, and a cartoon that was past its prime. That's besides the point. Never forget that. Go watch it. The rants are incredible. Finally, you need to go and watch the episode that LC hosts because it's the greatest episode in the history of this show. And I could keep going, but we've only got a few freaking minutes left, and I am going to succeed the rest of my time because I've talked enough, haven't I?
Hey,
yes, you agree. Go ahead.
Hey, Lloyd. Lloyd, calm down.
I just said I was going to.
No, that was a little walk down memory lane, and I forgot about at least 2 of those things.
Which is cool because I only named 3.
Somehow I remembered the one that you mentioned in every other episode.
Forgot I wasn't listening in the first place.
Then how did you know I wasn't calm?
Lloyd, you're fantastic, and if I could, I would have you on the show every week.
Thank you.
Martin, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I consider it an honor and a joy to lose to Josh one last time.
Yes!
Truly and forever. I already did my ugly crying thing when I was on for the last time. So I'm gonna put my emotions in the closet tell you all, you made fun of me before for being all about Methuen, but I'm going to talk about Methuen. So, Methuen, Massachusetts has a historic castle called Pine Lodge, aka the Searles Castle. Right now, it is up for purchase by the town at a really, really low price compared to the asking price. There's a petition on the Methuen Historical Society website because there are 2 members of the council who voted no. Because I don't know, I have my theories, and they're all conspiracy theories involving the Pollard family and dirty money. But there's a petition. What was that?
And 5G.
Yeah, there is a petition on the Methuen Historical Society website to approve this to get the council to approve this purchase. It would enable them to protect and restore this castle, which otherwise would likely be bought by a private buyer and either be completely destroyed or turn into apartments, or sealed off forever. And it's a really beautiful historic site that should be preserved. I feel very strongly about this. If you have more questions, feel free to slide in my DMs. I'll talk about Searles all day. But yeah, there's a petition on the Methuen Historical Society website where they talk about this more. If you can go sign it, please do. It is a near and dear to my heart thing because it also preserves part of the queer history of Methuen and gives the opportunity for Searles' story to be told without the filter of the Catholic Church, who've owned the property for the past 50 years, 60 plus years actually. I feel very strongly about this. So yeah, the end.
I'm really happy that you get one more opportunity to shout out something important and not just the dumb shit we talk about on this show all the time.
Always be in the episodes I win.
Yeah.
So my time to make my stupid funnies. It's just really wasted because I want people to remember what Marty said.
Well, now I also feel bad.
You feel like a dick now.
I was gonna jump into a quick plug for me after that, and then it just kept getting more important. So now I can't even say that I will be performing comedy in Methuen on September 21st at Lily's Art Lounge. If you want to see comedy in Methuen and see some historical buildings.
One of the uses that's been proposed for Pine Lodge is to open part of it as an arts and humanities center for the Merrimack Valley, because that was one of Searles' ambitions when he was alive, to open an arts and music school in Methuen. So
perfect. So that shoehorned in plug led to even more good talk about this place.
Exactly.
What's not to love? Meth. You in?
Marty, you are a delight, and this has been such a great journey. I'm glad I got you on here one more time.
Lloyd, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Finally, our winner tonight. Moving on to the finals. Josh, follow that shit.
You know what? I'm gonna be back for one more time. So, what I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use this time to say, Lloyd, love being on every show with you, man.
Yes. It is so. The catchphrase of Lloyd has become canon. I love
it. George, you're fantastic. I think I've been on a show with you once or twice, but you're fantastic. I love you too, man. Marty,
Marty.
I love you
Marty,
the
calm
most.
down.
Marty.
I feel like we've been together for the last like 2.5 years, which has been about 2.5 years, and I'm really gonna miss hanging out with you whenever we get the chance, and I'd love to do it in person at some point when you make it back up here.
Or we could just go to Minnesota.
I have a spare bedroom and an air mattress somewhere.
Nick, you stuck with me for another episode.
Wait a minute. I think Marty just inadvertently invited us to, if we ever are in Minnesota, to...
I think that was very
it's
advertent.
It's advertent. It's 100% advertent.
Okay. All right. I'm
Nick, you got one more episode before I break down in an ugly cry. It's coming.
I'm so excited. Josh,
I love you all.
I mean, yeah, you deserve coming so far from being on the first worst of episode to being one of the best players just statistically. If you're on enough, you're gonna win.
Well, Lloyd.
I mean, if I can get this far, who can't?
Lloyd's here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a DEI hire.
Josh, you are fantastic, and the finale wouldn't be the same without you.
Damn right.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I will stop. I will stop saying mean things to you for now.
Yeah, please. You're stuck with me one more episode.
One more episode until he brings back interesting points in real life. Nudge, nudge, push.
It's coming. It's in the process.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up. Thank you so much again to my guests, George Newton, Josh Poirier, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, and Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook if you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video. That's where you can get continued information about the 4 episodes we have left about this show, and also updates on some of your favorite players if you have them. They're hanging out, and they're going to want to talk about their stuff. So
and you can binge watch this until the end of time because they're all there.
Like, I wouldn't, but if you want to, yeah, there are nearly 250 episodes by the time we end this show.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
I know 25 years from now when I'm deep in my dementia, I'm going to be watching these episodes. Remember who that was?
I don't think I'll be watching this in my older years. I don't care for the host.
Self-deprecating humor, folks. We love it.
Like, subscribe, watch old videos. Josh and Marty hosted a bunch of them. If you're like me and don't care for the host, watch those episodes. They're real good hosts.
The host is a contestant, though.
Yeah, you get to watch me either fail or uncomfortably succeed. It's bad for me either way.
And chances are, you watching at home, you're not like Nick. You actually do like the host.
Aw. I think I'm okay. I just can't listen to me for over an hour. It's too verbose.
How modest.
Like, subscribe, watch those old episodes, share this video, and join us this Thursday. What's the date on that? The 15th? This Thursday, the 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be game 2. We got Casey McNeil, Zach Jones, Carrie Taylor,
Zach Jones! Sorry.
And Lloyd yelling Zach Jones over the last 2 contestants.
That's who's on the show. Lloyd yelling over the names of the last 2 contestants. Just Lloyd going, "Yo!"
You all make it so hard to stop this show. But I'm so tired, and I'm ending this. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Bye!